Say it ain't so. A veteran fighter loses his cool, or let me rephrase that, baby. Let's say a veteran fighter thought he was too cool, let down his attack, forgot the game plan, and lost a possible farewell fight in the UFC. Let me be quite frank. UFC 241 was clear. The winner was clear. All four sports, I'm about to get into it. What happened between Miocic and Mr. Cormier in battle number 2? Quite simply, the rounds were dominated by Daniel Cormier until the 4th round. Okay? Very easily dominated by Daniel Cormier. There's no doubt about it. Daniel Cormier, if he went to his wrestling, was not trying to be cocky and say, man, I am busting this guy's face up boxing right now. Even though I'm not a boxer, I'm going to go out boxing the guy down, doing something that I'm not really known for. He did that, and he paid the ultimate repercussion. In my opinion, okay, Stipe did not win this fight. I hate to down a fighter, okay? I really do. I really hate to down a fighter and make that comment. It's going to be negative for me all day long. It was DC's lack of attentiveness to the game plan. It was DC's comfortability in the 4th round with his successes, with all the jabs to the face, bruising Mr. Miocic up all night long. Miocic, great chin, great grit to fight through and find that opening. It all started with a body punch. It looked like a close to liver shot that changed the dynamic of the fight. However, DC should have been to the body all night long and getting inside and then using his wrestling strength to bring him down and ground and pound like he's done throughout his career. There's another gentleman that did this as well who got cocky. I think it's a wrestler's cockiness when they start to hit. His name is Khabib Nurmagomedov, but he already beat up Mr. McGregor by the later rounds. Khabib really hurt Mr. Conor McGregor. I think one of the better stand-up, if not top 5 stand-up guys in the UFC history. He really was beaten up top once he battled down and got him beat up on the bottom, on the ground. And that was the difference. In this case, Daniel, you didn't beat him up to the body, nor did you bring him to the ground enough. He still had his stamina, obviously, because you're just, you're wiggling his face around. You're just scratching his face up. Dip, 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 dip. All night long. Little taps to the face, and that's what it was. He had a couple good shots, but nothing impactful. Shame on DC. I'm sorry. This is a guy who I admire and I still think is the top pound for pound fighter in UFC history until John Jones comes up and tries his luck at heavyweight. You cannot lose your focus. Tonight he did. Stipe took the win. And now Stipe, I hear a lot of people saying he's the best heavyweight ever. If you watch the fight, you and I, everyone knows the reason why Stipe lost was because of DC's lack of attentiveness, lack of awareness. And he said himself, lack of listening to his coaches. DC takes the loss tonight. So I was wrong in my prediction. DC, hey, I think you got to come back. Hopefully Stipe gives you a third matchup. I don't know if that happens. It'd be nice to see. It was a great freaking card, UFC 241. Something that was worth staying up for. I lasted about 1:30 a.m. when I left the bar. Next up, Anthony Pettis, Nate Diaz. Again, wrong again. Watch my video of predictions. I guess CBD and weed is some good stuff, man. Shit. I gotta try some of that stuff out. Jesus Christ. Nate Diaz, what a dominating match. He did exactly what I thought he would do to be able to win the fight. I talked about distance. He had the length. He kept that distance. He did take him to the ground. What a great fight. Kept it close inside. A typical dirty Diaz fight. He is a pillow puncher. Again, but still a great boxer. He's an accurate puncher. And obviously the pillow punches worked. It slowed Anthony Pettis down. Anthony Pettis was not himself, could not get inside. He was all amped up, a little too amped. And I saw it on his face. I didn't feel like he was Anthony Pettis, even though he looked, taking his robe off before he got to the ring. I was like, you're doing a little too much, big man. Nate Diaz just dominated. Knocked him out. Got the decision in a three-round melee where there wasn't much from Anthony Pettis at all. He spent most of the time on the ground trying to get out of bad situations, taking the jab. Tremendous knee work from Nate Diaz. The key thing with Nate Diaz is his activity. I liked what I saw from him. He wants to continue to move up and fight the next top fighters. Actually called out Masvidal. I think that's a great fight. I would like to see him fight Masvidal. Two crazy train wrecks. The issue he's going to have with Masvidal is that's a train wreck that swings. And Nate has a very strong chin. It's proven, can take a hit. But at his age, it looks like he's cutting up pretty easy. That cut on the upper right eye, I don't know, man. It cut pretty easily. And now with all the battles and scars, I'm worried that he's going to be a bleeder for the rest of his career, and that can pay non-dividends against a fighter like Masvidal. He could potentially face his first knockout loss. I'm sorry to say that. I don't want to say that. It's all about the cuts with Nate. Masvidal is crazy where he's going to continue to swing and keep that pressure. Anthony Pettis did not. He did not. And it was due to the game plan of Nate Diaz taking the best of every freaking opportunity. In the clinch, kneeing up, throwing to the body. Small tap hits. I know they look like pillow punches, but a hit's a hit. Hey, punch yourself in the face. Medium, not even medium, softly. You'll feel it. Okay. So it hits, it works. There's small gloves. And Nate Diaz wore Pettis down and won the fight. Another great fight, man. It was tremendous what I saw from Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa. I told you, man. I told you. Now, this one is a hard decision to take. I'm sorry to say. I thought it was a draw. It was a draw, in my opinion. Okay. If not, slight edge to Yoel Romero, but definitely I think it was a draw through and through. 3-round fight, Yoel vs. Paulo. I thought Paulo did very well. Very strong fighter. I don't know if Ed Adesanya has ever faced anyone with this kind of strength. And with him now being the cash cow for the UFC, I don't know what's going to happen here. If he tries to fight Paulo Costa, he may take his first L. Paulo's very powerful. Adesanya's going to keep his distance. And Yoel Romero is one of the better stand-up fighters in the UFC. I love his style. I kind of reminiscent of what I do in the gym when I'm trying to work out myself. I like that kind of, that fakery, like you're going to punch and just moving the head around, be able to dodge punches. He did so well tonight. I think it was 42 years old, Yoel Romero, or 40. I mean, 42 he is. Yeah, because Cormier's 40. Tremendous. I mean, a testament to keeping in shape, a testament to keep working, to be able to fight a young, prime Paulo Costa, and I think in some lights beat him in some people's eyes. Yoel did great. I think he continues to fight. I think he knows he possibly won this fight. Tremendous work from both sides. I think that was the fight. To me, the fight of the night, because it was back and forth. DC's was more, you let me down with your brain, man. You just got too cocky. So I think Yoel Romero, Paulo Costa was the fight of the night. Nate Diaz, all three fights were well worth it. And I'm going to get into the fourth one here and just give you a summary. Sadiq Yusuff, explosive fighter. Benitez was overwhelmed by the tenacity. Sadiq came in so confident, didn't even worry about Benitez's power. Got clipped once, thought it was okay. Now he was doing the cocky thing like Mr. Cormier, except that he was able to capitalize with a right hook after a straight left was landed by Mr. Benitez and knock out and take advantage of that fight. So great fight from Sadiq. I think he's moving up the ranks. He's actually following that Adesanya style, keeping the hand out in your face for something to look out, and then doing the tap runs, right? The tap runs are just slow taps to the face, scratch you up, butter you up, bruise you up, and you get to the punch faster, right? The closer you are to his face, the better you are to be able to get a hit. Yoel Romero was doing that as well. I love that style. That's Adesanya as well does that. Brunson, Ian, I thought Ian had this fight, man, but he did not. Brunson came through. Ian's strong fighter, straight up. This is what it is, stamina. Ian needs to work on his stamina. After round 2, it was, hey, I'm done, baby. Too much muscle. I think he's carrying too much muscle. Brunson, great fight from him. Okay, really like what I saw. Stay calm. Won on points. It was an okay fight compared to the rest, but did his job. I like Brunson, and now he's back in the rankings. Ian had an opportunity, didn't take advantage of it. A little too heavy, needs to lose a little bit of weight, and he can come back a stronger fighter. Great punch work from Ian. I saw a lot of power. Brunson kept his distance, used his wrestling a little bit to maybe cave in Ian. Ian has to work on that as well. I think it was a great night of UFC. I enjoyed it from 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock. And congratulations to all the winners tonight. We'll start from the bottom. Brunson at middleweight. Featherweight, Yusuf. Middleweight, Costa. Welterweight, Nate. Let's smoke it up, Diaz. Heavyweight, Stipe Miocic with a big asterisk. Daniel Cormier. Hey, man, you let yourself down. It's going to be hard to watch this fight and know that you could have won it easily with going with your game plan. Off Work Sports, I'm out. It was crazy. Hey, shout out to Nate Diaz. Let's light it up, baby. I don't even smoke, but hey. Peace.